Hi, I'm Johanna Atchison, and welcome to Spotlight Futures, Diversity and Inclusion. I'm here at Mount Evergreen Ski Hill with my friend, Jessie Bachinsky. We are both visually impaired, but that doesn't stop us. Just watch us go. Yikes! Whew! That was fun. Now, let's take a moment to learn for ourselves what Jessie has achieved.
The minute I strap on the board, I know it's go time. I just love that feel. I'm ready. Of what I'm about to do. I would say I kind of see shadows.
He has no peripheral vision, so he can't see anything to the sides or when he looks up or down. He was born with no central vision. So that means he also, unfortunately, can't see things that are directly in front of him. I guess when you're talking to doctors or anything about your children, you only want to hear the good stuff. But we also realized that this was going to be Jessie's reality, and we needed to make the best of it.
Straight, straight, straight. Sharp left, 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 left.
I think that was
Good.
one gift that we could give him, is not letting our fear hold him back, and trusting that he could make his own wise choices for himself.
I focus on what I can do, not what I can't. When I went to try something, I quickly realized, I know I can't see this, but how can I do this without being able to see? And what I found out was I really tried to rely on my feeling and my hearing. So feeling the ground beneath me almost became my eyes. The first time I did that, it was incredible.
When I do it,
Jessie, where he trains, is at our local Mount Evergreen ski hill. He's been skiing there for about 7 years now. So it's probably one of the only places where Jessie can go out without a guide.
You almost have like a sense of like where you are, and it takes a while to develop it, but over time you learn to know where you are and where things are. We are at the entrance of Two Towers. Go down here, you hang a left, and then you go up a little rolling hill, and then you come down around the left-hand turn, and then you go straight up.
He literally knows every corner, every bump, every hill, every turn on that trail, and it's truly amazing. Our local ski club has just been phenomenal in supporting Jessie's journey.
Hey Jessie, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Jessie.
Thank you. Have fun, bud.
From a recreational skier, and now he's on the Canadian national ski team. I mean, we never dreamed of something like that happening, so it takes a village.
So good to see you.
It's so good to see you.
I think overall I kind of just love to ski just for the pure joy. I think they're all equally special.
Well, I mean, really, it's a lot of work here. That's what I think of all the hours that you've put in here. It's a lot of training and dedication and hard work.
Show people that I can do things.
Very proud of you.
Thank you. And be the best role model that I can be for other people.
dedication and commitment to the sport of skiing is remarkable. You continue to strive to achieve your dreams and goals as an athlete, and you've made Kenora extremely proud of your achievements. Thank you, Jessie, for demonstrating that adversity does not limit achievement of your goals. We are confident you will continue to achieve all that you have set out to do. Mayor Dan Maynard.
Thank you.
You know, if we could go back and change anything, honestly, I don't think we would. As a parent, you always want your child to have the most advantages that they can. But I think that this journey has just given him a different type of advantages.
I wouldn't change it for the world.
Wow, Jessie, that was really great.
Thanks, Hannah.
Up next, a family who takes pride in teaching their culture. But first, a little fun. That's so much!
I guess what I'm here to do today is to speak about traditions that I've learned from my parents and why it's important. You know, we lost our identity, and to lose your identity is to lose yourself, and it's not very healthy. It's not very good. Intergenerational trauma, it needs to be unlearned. So to unlearn is we need to heal, and that's our culture. I am Cynthia Goodchild. I am from Plat First Nation. So my traditional name is Vugasugokwe, which means birch bark woman, and I am from the Bear Clan. So my culture, it's important to me because it's part of my identity and who I am. It's music, it's it's learning, it's feeding, it's eating, it's a lot. In our community, we have not a saying, but a story about the 7th generation. The 7th generation is who is going to start to learn to heal. I am that 7th generation. So I really want to help my children learn to heal and continue on with this process. My dad, he's a member of council on our community, and my mother, she's also the program events coordinator. So they're very involved in our community, and I like to keep up with them and help out as much as I can. My parents would be my biggest influence because they were the ones who've wanted to show me our culture.
It's important to them because they know who they are, and they know they have a spirit that'll protect them. They know they have Kitchaminto, the God, to watch over them. They know and give them an understanding what they are. It's a practice, it's a belief. You know, we all have our foods, all have our songs, all have our way to live. Everyone is trying to be responsible with all their children, right? Trying to ensure their best relationship they get. A healthy relationship is another reason why the culture is important. Language.
Hi, Mom. Yeah. Hi, my girl. It helps shape me into who I am and how I want to share my traditions with my kids. This is called a moss bag. They're what keeps them warm and straight and helps with their support and their growth. Like a swaddle, but our version. I want them to learn this stuff because it's important to know who you are and where you come from, because it creates a sense of, I don't know how to describe the feeling, but a sense of who you are, I guess. I truly believe that it'll guide them, you know what I mean, into being a better and happier person. Drumming, pipe ceremonies, and child rearing practices, these are all things that are part of my culture. And these are all things that I'm proud of.
Wasn't that a great story? Up next, from the Okanagan region, a story about combining culture and art to make something beautiful and diverse.
Oh. 我的灵感来自于冥想，来自于大自然。我画的是水墨画，这是一种传统的中国画。水墨画重在以形传神，神就是形所反映出来的意境和内涵。我从小就喜欢画画，绘画创作 对我来说是一种享受。我喜欢毛笔蘸上墨汁行走在纸上的感觉。运笔如行云流水，或抑扬顿挫，焦浓重淡轻，不同层次的墨，自由地在纸上流淌。而此时，我已经完全融化在了画中，我的心情平静而且舒畅。静心能激发我的创作灵感，回系列的创作灵感就是出自于静坐。回的本意是回归内在，这恰好与静坐一脉相承，两者合一，准确地展现了回系列画的宗旨，回归本源。最近我倾向于简单抽象的画风，这是平静的抽象画，有趣的画面却是由古汉字构成。这汉字广泛流行于3000年前的中国，这些字都是由象形字演化而成的。喜字在中国多用于婚庆和节日的祝福。喜悦与红色一起表达喜庆欢快的心情，在画中用汉字组成的流畅线条，加上快乐的色彩，都是中国文化传统的元素。我生活在奥格纳根，我喜欢这里的风光。我经常行走在山间湖畔，有的时候顺着小道走到山顶，看日出日落；有的时候顺着溪流到水边写生。当一束光打过来，我感觉到好像温暖在我脸上散布。奥格纳根四季分明，每个季节、每一天、每一个时刻都在变化着。当我静下心来，能够觉察到自然中的微妙的变化。我沉迷于大自然的美好当中，任时光流逝。这一切美妙的景色和感受，都是我绘画的素材。我用画笔把它们记录下来。自然与文化的交融，有时候会在我的作画中产生意想不到的效果。由于我远离故土，我的故土情节一直在我的画中延续着。我觉得绘画是文化交流的通道，艺术是无国界的。绘画跨越了语言的障碍，是互通互融的。
When I first saw it, it reminded me like Canadian indigenous art. Not only of the structure, but also in regard to a cultural perspective. My understanding of Mr. Liu's painting is that these are based on ancient Chinese calligraphy or ideograms. And then he kind of colored between the black strokes with beautiful color.
中国古老文化的智慧，天人合一的理念，东方艺术的美，都是我想在绘画中表现的主题。我希望观看我画的人，能够从我的画中了解更多的中国文化的内涵。
Now, to lighten the mood a little, how about a joke? Why did the cookie go to the hospital? Because he was feeling a little crummy. That is one good s'more.
Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for David James.
Hello, how's it going?
I opened up because I wanted to be honest to myself.
It's kind of weird because I came out to my mom as a gay man, and it was absolutely fine, but the moment I came out to mom saying that, hey, I want to do radio broadcasting, that was terrible.
I started at York University. It was a stand-up comedy competition, and I don't know why I signed up on that day. I think, in my opinion, that's probably the best decision that I've ever made in my life. It was a random decision. I signed up and I entered the competition. I won the competition, and that kind of made me thinking, you know what, I should do it more often. But like at that time I was in school and didn't really focus on that. I was more into radio stuff.
23-year-old gay man from Toronto, Ontario. Anyone from Toronto?
Stand-up comedy gave me the courage to open up about everything. I was open, but not as vocal, I would say. But then I did stand-up comedy, and I was like, if I'm okay to be humiliated on stage, it's hard for a lot of LGBT people. You meet people that are not as supportive, even in the stand-up industry or in any other industry, to be honest with you.
We're going to be talking about health of your hair on your radio 102.9 CHDM.
While I was looking for internship in my radio, or even when I was looking for a job in radio, I didn't have to change genders. I didn't have to say something different and be someone else, because being yourself is very important. My radio show started getting better. My stand-up comedy got much better after I came out. So I think it definitely helped me out a lot, mentally at least.
And if you think camping is disgusting, well, no, there's worse. Winter camping.
Once you start getting those laughters and everything, your passion just goes up. It just oozes out. When I was really comfortable doing stand-up comedy, that's exactly when I opened up fully. For some people, it might not be the case because they come from unfortunate situations. So I think whenever you're ready is the best time to open up.
This is my long white cane. It helps me get around. Check out this next story on a man who makes devices to help others.
As a young feller, when I come to Red Deer in 48, my mother, for some income, she looked after children with disabilities. I'd come home from school and help her, and it seems like I just kept right on doing it. We used to make all the outriggers. We were adaptive snow sport because we couldn't afford to. There was nobody making the outriggers like the lightweight we got today. So we'd just get the walking crutches and adapt them to the skis.
Well, my name's Nick. Just looking to get back into adaptive sports because in the Red Deer area there's not a ton. So, you know, Gord's kind of an expert when it comes to skiing, and I've known him for a while. And because my feet aren't necessarily flat, you know, it's nice to have flat skis on the hill when you're skiing. So somebody like Gord can take a piece of styrofoam or a little piece of wood and sort of, you know, set the ski kind of at an angle, but in a way that when I put my feet in the boots and everything, it works out flat for me. So and then that way, when it's adapted, I'm able to do something I wasn't able to before. Nobody is excluded from skiing.
Well, we're going to go to the crutches where he's going to have to do a lot of the steering up. That will hold him back for braking, but he's going to have to do the steering and the stopping with the crutches. We're going to make him work a little bit.
Sounds good. I'm ready for a workout, so.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
You're going to be pushing all the pressure on your left arm to get there. You could bring this one out a little farther to stop you from going all the way over.
There you go, okay. Help people like Gord, this is impossible. So I'm really just thankful to have him and how much he means to the Pat's program.
The more you do it,
Good feeling.
you get.
You got to have a lot of patience. A lot of people haven't got that. They just throw their arms up and say, no, that's not for me. But I enjoy it. And keeps me young at heart. It's hard to say what's going to happen down the road, but I know it's going to be a lot better than what we got today. We get paid quite royally, all by smiles. We don't get dollars or nothing. It's what the kids give us back. When we see a smile on your face or your face, we know we've done something right.
Wasn't that inspiring? This last story is about being true to yourself and proud of who you are, just like me.
My life just literally feels like a dream sometimes compared to from where I was.
Watching my son and know that he is taking a stand for these things, it just makes me very proud.
This is what I love doing. This is what gives me that high.
There were some dark days for Joey, and I'm just thankful he's here to tell his story.
Sexuality and gender are two different things. For myself, I was really struggling with my gender expression and who I was. For a time, I thought I was transgender. So I went to a couple of doctors, and they both said, no, we don't think that you're transgender. I felt so alone in those times because I didn't fit into a box.
When Joey was first discovering who he was as a person, I could see the struggle. I honestly didn't know how to support him. I believe Joey was being bullied and harassed quite heavily by then at school. There was threats of violence against my son.
It made me feel awful. It made me feel so small and insignificant, and that's not who I am, and I didn't stand for it.
Part of Joey's journey was Kamloops was too small, and he wanted to go to Victoria. He was going to do great and amazing things, and off he went. So Joey lived a life sort of separate from our family for a couple of years. I kept pretty close tabs on him though, but I could see a change in Joey.
I wasn't a very good person for a time. I struggled with addiction and mental illness, and I ruined relationships. I had gone through some traumas as well, and a lot of things all snowballed.
It was a lot of late night phone calls. It was a lot of reaching out to make sure Joey was safe.
I wasn't planning on being here anymore. I was going to unalive myself.
There was a day that I phoned Joey and said, there's not an option anymore. I'm coming to get you. I knew it wasn't going to be easy, but I was just so grateful he was still here.
I came back to Kamloops. I stayed with my family for 8 months. I lived with my mom.
I just want to make sure that you know I'm here to support you.
I went to therapy. I got a job.
I could see him slowly starting to come back to life a little bit.
One day on my lunch break at work, I saw a video, and it was this person explaining their gender expression and how they came to terms with being non-binary, which is where I feel most comfortable in. I was so overcome with emotion, and I was like, there's a word for what I am. I'm not alone. I'm not a freak.
Joey started trying to find ways of telling his story. So he did this photo shoot, and I was quite stunned. I was like, wow, these are amazing pictures. I knew then that that was going to be a starting point.
Having my little hobby that I was doing turn into something real, just like the coolest thing ever.
Thank you. Just watching Joey be so overwhelmed by all these great and wonderful things is awe-inspiring. He's connected to so many people now.
be able to foster new relationships. It really shows that like change is possible.
If his story reaches one person and encourages them to know that there's no shame in being who you are, then hey, that's the most blessed day in the world.
It's really beautiful.
I had a super fun day at Mount Evergreen Ski Hill with my friends. Thanks for watching this edition of Spotlight Features Diversity and Inclusion.